Hello everyone, I'm joined by my cat, and this is another episode of Music of the Week. Not much to go over. Thank you to everyone who watched the Go Home Show parts for PPW vs AVW, and yeah, got 5 albums to go through, so let's go through the 5 albums. We start with Ad Infinitum, and what I'm presuming is their third album, Chapter 3 Downfall. This is a symphonic rock group from, well, they comprise of like Swiss and German members, so I think they're from Germany initially. I'm not really fully sure. Doesn't discard the fact that this album is an easy B+. I really liked it. For a genre that can feel very familiar to me, like symphonic metal, especially Dutch symphonic metal with a female lead singer, usually all sounds the bloody same, but this is German/Swiss, so I think that's why it might sound a bit different. Also, the album's just an absolute banger. I mean, there's a lot of really great tracks on it. I am downgrading it to a B+, though, because technically, I mean, there is 14 songs, but really there's only 12 because the last 2 are just instrumental versions of previous songs on the album, which baffles me greatly. They're good songs, you know, but like one of the like normal versions that's not just instrumental is my favorite song on the album. But yeah, it's a bit weird when bands do that. It happens a lot in symphonic bands, which is kind of a damn shame, because this is a really... Bless you. This is a really good symphonic band. I'm not cutting that out. That was way too cute. Yeah, I really liked the instrumentation. I thought there was some really good guitar solos, very memorable ones as well, which is not something I could say typically about symphonic metal, because yeah, they're technically good usually, but no. There's a lot more flair. There's a flair for the dramatic and the lyrics as well. The performances are great. I quite like the structuring. I thought the production was super good on this one. I think it might be my favourite aspect of the album. There's just a really good mix going on, some really nice engineering of the sound. I like how it's put together. It's presented quite well. And the album cover looks like a badass young adult fantasy novel, like a good adaptation, like a good movie adaptation of all those, because they do exist somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Just not in this universe. But yeah, go and check this one out. I was pleasantly surprised by it. Next, we have a debut that I was looking forward to for about 3 years. Archetypes Collide with their self-titled first album, and A-. I'm giving it the A- because some songs are a little bit repetitive, and there is some weird song placements, I can agree. But the lyrics are really good. I love the themes of anxiety and like not really being satisfied with where you're going. This is a band that's put in the ground for about a decade as well. So yeah, to sort of like only just put out their debut full length and to have those dates is, you know, it's a really good theme to touch on. Instrumentation wise, it's really good and heavy. I like how it incorporates, like, it's a good they're a post-hardcore band with alternative rock elements, but they add in some punk and some hip-hop on occasion, but it's not like, it doesn't overtake anything. It sticks to a really good core sound loop, which is really nice. The production is again fantastic. They're on Fearless Records, which is a huge fucking deal. I'm so glad they're on a label where I think they fit perfectly. I hope they stay with them for a really, really long time. Fearless Records are a really good label, and whoever they got to produce this one did a great job too. The performances are great, but I have to single out the lead vocalist, Carl Pastor. It was nice to have a lead singer of a core-style band who can actually sing. He's got a really good timbre to his voice. He's just great to listen to. He puts a lot of emotion to things as well. Got a really nice natural vibrato to him. The rest of the band are obviously great as well. I like the drummer quite well. He's awesome at what he does. The lead guitarist great at what he does too. All the band are just really fucking good. Yeah, I think I've covered pretty much everything about it. Performance, production, structure, instrumentation is really good. Lyrics really good. So yeah, this is just a really goddamn good album, and I'm glad it came out as well as it did, and I'm really, really hopeful for this band's future. Next up, we go to probably the only band I've done a backtracking episode on in this particular episode, Bury Tomorrow, with their 7th album, The Seventh Son. So I didn't initially think a lot of it, but when I was reviewing it, I realised, actually, no, this album fucking kills. It is their best album since 2016's Earthbound. Giving this one an A. Really loved how fucking heavy it is and how dense the mix was. That was probably the thing that took me the most time to get used to, because I was used to some of the melody from their previous albums, and while their previous 2 albums were not as good as Earthbound, I still thought they were really good in their own right, but no, this one steps it the fuck up. There's great, you know, obviously a lot of heaviness to it, really good lyrical themes as well. I like that they try and sort of follow a concept, but it is mostly themes of like abandonment and religious disillusion, things like that. Also, one of the songs, my favourite song on the album, Heretic, features Lost Taylor from While She Sleeps, so fuck yeah, I'll have more of that, please. That's really good. That was released as a single. That got me hyped for the album. The production's gorgeous as well. They got the same producer for the last couple of albums. He does a great job here too. I think his name's Dan something. I'll put it on screen. Hello. Structure-wise, it maybe is probably a little bit long, but you know what, it fills it with some really good heavy stuff. The production, again, very good at focusing on the dense things, but also highlighting some good little details. Strong songwriting, just amazing work from the band, who definitely sound the best that they have in a long fucking while. Which is saying something, considering that the last two albums, again, I didn't mind them. I just think that this is a really, really good return to form for them. So that's just me. Next we have another debut, Dead Lakes, with their first full-length Daydreamer. Now this band has been around, this band has been around a little bit longer than, I was going to say Bury Tomorrow, a little bit longer than Archetypes Collide have by about a few years. They're a sort of pop-rocky outfit. I don't know if I forgot to mention if Bury Tomorrow metalcore outfit, but there you go, I'll mention it now. But Dead Lakes are more of a pop-rock outfit, and I'm giving this one a C+. However, it's not the band's fault. This is the lowest grade in the episode, by the way. It's not the band's fault, because, the band themselves are really good. I think they've got some decent songwriting. I think they can put together some really good instrumentation when they want to. You know, they mix the rock elements and the pop elements quite well. And the structure isn't horrible either, but the production is where it really starts to grind down. I don't know why, but it feels way too overcooked for my liking. It doesn't feel well mixed at all, to be honest. It feels a bit jumbled in places, and that can lead to some issues of structuring. I don't fully hate the structuring. It can be a bit repetitive and a bit memorable, but it's got some good catchy pop to it, and I don't mind that part. I'm sorry if you saw my cat's arsehole. I didn't intend for you to see my cat's arsehole. But yeah, I don't know, there's just something that didn't hold up. And considering that this is a debuting band on Sharp Tone Records, which are, again, really good label, I don't know. Like, it's not the band's fault. I give them the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully they can pick it up for next time. But I don't know what went wrong here to prevent it from reaching the heights that it could have reached. I am going to look out for the next one, but this was not a good first impression. However, again, not the band's fault in any way, shape, or form. Also, I did quite like the performances, and again, for the most part, the songwriting was actually surprisingly deep and dark for a pop-rocky album, but yeah, there was, you know, the production and all that. And finally, we have The Hold Steady with their newest album, The Price of Progress. Bless you again. I love me The Hold Steady. Giving this album an easy A. This is, however, if you're a fan of The Hold Steady, or if you're considering getting into them, I wouldn't recommend starting this with this one, because it's one of their weirder albums. It's got more piano and classic rock and roll elements. I personally think they work. You know, I've seen a lot of reviews who have been mixed on that aspect of it, but, you know, they've been mostly positive towards it. I'm positive towards it as well because it's The Hold Steady. They have really good indie rock instrumentation. I like how they work in the more piano-heavy stuff and the rock and roll stuff to continue to tell their stories. And Craig Finn is still the best storyteller of the modern era. He continues to be just amazingly good, well, fucking great even, at writing normal people and making them almost seem like heroes in their own way. You know, and using that to build on themes of, like, addiction and love and loneliness and the music industry and trying to find a passion for life in general. And it's just something that the band have always done well, and Craig Finn is the benchmark and the heart and soul of the storytelling of the band. I mean, yeah, he's fucking great at it. Also, you know, instrumentation's really good, production's really nice as well. Structuring is really good. I do think there are some songs that are a little bit weird, although the songs Sixes and Understudies and Grand Junction, all great tracks, there's some really good songs. It does end on a bit of a damp squib, but that's besides the point. Yeah, it could have maybe had a better ending. It could have ended on Sixes, I would have been fine with that. Sixes is a really fucking good song, holy shit. But, you know, production-wise also great, performance-wise also fantastic as well. Craig Finn continues to sound like a, you know, like a guy at the bar, washing it down and listening to stories, or telling stories, you know, to try and make you feel better. That's always the grip that The Hold Steady have had on me, personally, which is I think I phrased that quite well, actually. So yeah, if you're considering getting into them, be wary of the weird sound stuff, because it's not the stuff the band usually does, but it does work, so just be prepared if you're going to plan to get into it. I quite liked it. And that will about do it. I'll see you all tomorrow night for Locked and Loaded. That's going to be a hell of a pay-per-view. And before I forget, also my least favourite to most favourite, so it would go Dead Lakes with Daydreamer, Ad Infinitum with Chapter 3 Downfall, Archetypes Collide with Archetypes Collide, Bury Tomorrow with The Seventh Son, and then The Hold Steady with The Price of Progress at number 1. You could easily interchange those last two, but yeah, that's just the order that I would put them in. There's going to be some really good fucking matches. Next thing you'll see for, I might be Music of the Week, not Music of the Week, a Fight the Night review on Sunday, although I might take next week off of doing anything because I'm 31 on Monday, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely not going to be streaming any more EFED stuff next week because, you know, it's going to be the pay-per-view. It's going to be the week off from that anyway, so that works out well. But yeah, I'll see you all likely on Sunday, maybe on Thursday for another episode of Music of the Week if I can be bothered to put one together. So yeah, I'll see you all for that. As always, well, see you all tomorrow night. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.